CNN targets Trump allied Christian school in attack on school choice. These leftist Democrats, they hate it, they hate it, they hate school choice because then we pulling the kids out of their indoctrination centers. So they're not able to indoctrinate these children into their leftist views. That's why they hate school choice. That's why they're attacking school choice so much. They want to keep these kids in these terrible schools where they can't even read on their correct grade levels, and a lot of kids can't even read. I can't even tell you how many kids can't even read because of these because of public schools and these indoctrination centers. They care more about teaching about sex rather than teaching STEM, teaching math, teaching science and stuff. That's why we rank so far down the list when it comes to developed worlds and education. And even though we put all this tons of money into it, and now that we're pushing the school voucher stuff, the school choice stuff, they can't stand it. So we're gonna talk a little bit about it. We're gonna play the clip of CNN. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my Patreon. That's where I talk about things that I can't talk about here. All right, so let's talk about this news now. This comes from Newsbusters, Mary Claire Waldron, and she reports that on Friday morning, CNN News Central investigated the Arizona school system and how it has been impacted by school choice. Instead of reporting the undeniable flaw of the public school system, correspondent Renee Marsh tried her best to focus on the religious and Trump affiliate groups, which has caused an alleged civil rights issue by simply staying true to biblical sexual ethics. The target was the Dream City Christian School, affiliated with the pro-Trump organization Turning Point USA, a school who, quote, website underscores a far-right Christian viewpoint, promising to combat morally bankrupt and liberal ideology, including critical race theory, and evolutionism and gender identification. And it's partially funded by taxpayer dollars. Like many private schools in the U.S., students at Dream City can use state money to pay for private education. And there's nothing wrong with that. They got Muslim schools that taxpayer funds can go to. They got Jewish schools that taxpayer funds can go to. It doesn't matter. It's a private school, but our tax funds still go to it. But it's a problem. Why it's a problem when it's a Christian school? But we know they really, it's not just that. They hate it all together, but they hate school choice altogether. They hate these private schools altogether, but yet these elites send their children to these private schools. This is all crazy. And y'all know I said it before. They don't want their kids in school with our kids. So that's why they're attacking this Christian school, and of course they hate Christians. That's the main thing. That's why they're attacking the Christian school. That's one of the main reasons, I should say. But Marsh stated a CNN investigation found Dream City Christian received more taxpayer money than 95% of the private schools in the state voucher program. That could just mean that they have more students going there. I mean, a total of 1.3 million last year, according to data CNN obtained. That despite anti-LGBTQ mandates in the parent handbook stating faculty must believe and parents must agree to their children being taught that homosexual behavior is sinful and offensive to God, and rejection of one's biological sex is a rejection of the image of God. That's what our Bible teaches us, though. You can't get mad because of a person's belief. See, and the leftists are the main people that discriminate. They talking about discrimination, and they are the main ones that discriminate, especially if you're a Christian. So let's play this video clip here. Here's the CNN
All right, a new
clip.
CNN investigation has found that some religious schools in Arizona, including a school that has partnered with a Trump-aligned advocacy group, are being partially funded by taxpayer dollars. Some of those funds are going to unregulated private schools that don't face the same standards as public schools or have the same anti-discrimination protections. And this move has, in part, contributed to the closure of public schools in the state.
A Phoenix megachurch, the setting for a recent Donald Trump campaign rally.
You have to have choice also in education. You're going to have choice in education.
The same megachurch has partnered with the Trump-aligned political group Turning Point USA to educate students at this private school, Dream City Christian.
Dream City Christian School, a Turning Point academy.
Its website underscores a far-right Christian viewpoint, promising to combat morally bankrupt and liberal ideology, including critical race theory, evolutionism, and gender identification. And it's partially funded by taxpayer dollars. Like many private schools in the U.S., students at Dream City can use state money to pay for private education. A CNN investigation found Dream City Christian received more taxpayer money than 95% of the private schools in the state voucher program, a total $1.3 million last year, according to data CNN obtained. That's despite anti-LGBTQ mandates in the parent handbook, stating faculty must believe and parents must agree to their children being taught that homosexual behavior is sinful and offensive to God.
That's our
and
beliefs.
Rejection of one's biological sex is a rejection of the image of God.
It's a civil rights issue.
Professor Samuel Abrams studies school privatization.
This is no way for any school system to operate whereby public money is funding such discrimination. That's reprehensible.
They are the ones being discriminatory. But she went on to interview those who have opposed the legislation. One professor called it a civil rights issue that a Christian school teaching Christian ethics will receive taxpayer money, and others worried for the future of the public school system, which, again, we all know the public school system is trash. It's an indoctrination center. What is not explained are the problems that the public school systems has perpetuated, and how with the opportunity, Arizonans will continue to leave, allowing the greater educational opportunities for their children. ESA can now be assessed by 100% of K through 12 students in Arizona, and as a result, the state made progress in closing the gap with non-nation leading rate of growth for low-income students, according to the Daily Signal. And it's been studies to show, multiple studies to show. In fact, I think I did a video on one of the studies to show that school choice, when school choice happens, the kids that's in these private schools, they do better. I'm talking about the minorities, the black and the brown people, the kids in school do better than kids in private school. It's been tons of study to show that. So the question is, why don't they want people to have the choice of what school their children go to get a good education? But Marsh's glaring mistake was ignoring that many facts that support school choice as a beneficial policy. Arizona has already seen the value of its Empowerment Scholarship Account, ESA, program, claiming education is not one size fits all and parents should have options. And I agree with that. Parents are now able to afford sending their children to a school of their choosing, regardless of its religious or political affiliation, which is Marsh's major objection. School choice is sweeping the country as more and more parents have become fed up with the poor educational system and its liberal agenda, and public school closings may become a real problem as parents may send their children to Christian schools with government funds. But if the Department of Education and schools don't shape up, no CNN pity story will save them. But I don't see the education system getting any better. Again, I see it. There's a lot of kids that can't even read at all, and it's terrible. And the system is just screwing these kids. They're passing these kids that don't need to be passed. They need to be held back. But a lot of these kids are problem kids. And instead of holding them back and making sure they're able to learn and read and do stuff on a basic level, they're skipping them and sending them off to the next grade, and they never learn the skills that they're supposed to be learning. And I see it time and time again. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Leave your comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe, and check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.